We live in a world more connected than ever, yet somehow more alone than ever. You scroll, you like, you react, but do you feel seen, heard, whole? This isn't just a mental crisis, it's a spiritual fracture. This is divine paradox, where faith meets the forgotten and silence reveals the truth. Modern loneliness is not just about being without people. It's about being without yourself, disconnected from who you are, who you were created to be. We wear masks to fit in, chase relevance, craft identities. But deep down, a quiet question burns. Am I even myself anymore? The Quran captures this exact condition. And do not be like those who forgot Allah, so He made them forget their own souls. Surah Al-Hashr, Surah 59, verse 19. A haunting truth. When you forget your Creator, you forget your core. And when the self is lost, loneliness is inevitable, even in a crowded room. Islam doesn't define the self by labels, careers, or popularity. The self, the nafs, is a sacred trust, not to be marketed, but to be purified. We are not blank slates. We are born with fitra, natural disposition, a built-in compass to truth, beauty, and the divine. But when the noise of dunya, this world, grows loud, the voice of the soul goes quiet. The Quran says, "Indeed, the soul is inclined to evil, unless my Lord bestows mercy." Surah Yusuf, Surah 12, verse 53. So while the world trains us to chase desires, Islam teaches us to discipline them. This is not repression, it's liberation from being ruled by emptiness. This is a question many Muslims ask silently. If I pray, if I believe, why do I still feel alone? Because belief without presence is incomplete. Because we've turned worship into routine, not relationship. Loneliness is often a message, a divine whisper. Come back to me. You've made the world your home and I was your origin. The Quran beautifully answers, "Indeed, in the remembrance of Allah do hearts find rest." Surah Ar-Ra'd, Surah 13, verse 28. Not in scrolling, not in validation, but in remembrance. Loneliness fades when the soul remembers where it came from. There's a difference between being alone and being lonely. The Prophet, peace be upon him, would retreat in solitude, not to isolate, but to connect deeper. He found clarity in silence. We fear silence. Why? Because silence holds a mirror, and many are afraid of what they'll see without distractions. But the Quran invites you to look inward. We will show them our signs in the horizons and within themselves. Surah Fussilat, Surah 41, verse 53. Within themselves. Your soul isn't found in likes, it's found in light. To rediscover yourself, you must first disconnect from who you're not. We were not created to consume endlessly. We were created to reflect, to grow, to serve. But modern life demands speed, more screens, less silence, and the result? A heart overstimulated, but undernourished. The Quran warns us, they have hearts with which they do not understand. Surah Al-A'raf, Surah 7, verse 179. Because the heart is not a machine, it's a vessel, and if it's not filled with remembrance, it's filled with restlessness. So how do we begin to return? 1. Create silence on purpose, not out of loneliness, but to reconnect. 2. Make dhikr part of your breath, not just your rituals. Remembrance should saturate, not just punctuate. 3. Serve someone without expecting anything back. Loneliness shrinks in the face of selfless service. 4. Ask yourself regularly, who am I when no one is watching? That is your true self, the one Allah sees. The Quran affirms, and whoever turns away from my remembrance, indeed for him is a life of hardship. Surah Taha, Surah 20, verse 124. But hardship is not punishment. It's a signal, a call to return. You may feel lonely, but you are never alone. The soul that remembers its Lord is never truly empty. The self that reconnects to its source is never truly lost. Loneliness is not the absence of people. It's the absence of presence, with Allah and with yourself. So ask not, why am I alone? Ask, when did I last sit with my soul? This is Divine Paradox, where the forgotten self is remembered, and the lonely heart finally rests.